Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. TikTok React video. I kind of feel like people aren't really into these anymore. Views say otherwise, but I find these fun, especially when it comes to TikTok because there is so much going on TikTok all the time. So many confusing trends and techniques and things that you have to do for your skin. So it's kind of nice to go through and just, discuss between us what we think of these videos. Let's start with one that I'm actually kind of into.
If you use the ordinary hyaluronic acid serum, you're paying too much for that shit. My credentials are I'm autistic and this is my special interest, and also this is what I used to look like, so. I'm not shitting on the ordinary. I'm an ordinary lover, as you can see, but there is just a much more effective humectant you can be using to repair your moisture barrier. And that is vegetable glycerin. It's actually probably something that's in all of the moisturizing products you use because it has a reputation for being an extremely effective humectant. What is a humectant, you may ask? A humectant is a substance that takes water from your environment and draws it into the skin through hydrogen bonding. So the hyaluronic acid from the ordinary is a humectant, but the vegetable glycerin works better because the actual molecule of glycerin is smaller and can penetrate deeper into the skin. The hyaluronic acid is good for stopping dry skin from getting worse, but glycerin will actually attract more moisture to your skin and will actually moisturize it rather than just preventing it from getting worse. But the real reason I'm making this video is the hyaluronic acid serum from The Ordinary is $8 for a 30 milliliter bottle, and this is $3 for 118 milliliters. Disclaimer, you cannot put 100% glycerin directly on your face. It can dry your skin out, especially if you live in drier climates. This is because if the environment around you is more dry than your skin, it'll actually take the moisture from your skin and pull it out into the environment. Personally, what I do is following my skincare, I'll steam up the shower. I don't know if this is actually scientifically proven, but in theory, if I make the room around me have more moisture in it by steaming it up, my face will be able to absorb more moisture. Anyways, get yourself some glycerin, put it in your moisturizer that you already use, and let me know if it works for you.
Okay, so a few things. If you're using hyaluronic acid and it works for you, continue to use it. It's a very good humectant. It's just kind of everywhere at the moment. 2, I don't remember The Ordinary being $8. I don't remember it being that expensive. I know they put their prices up. I don't know. 3, there's a bit of misinformation that I also used to believe actually around how humectants work, especially hyaluronic acid, as far as drawing in moisture, drawing out moisture. If you live in dry climates, it will dry out your skin, all that kind of stuff. It's not usually really true. As far as glycerin goes, yes, I think most people within the skincare realm, community do believe that glycerin is a much better humectant. It's going to hydrate your skin so much better. A lot of people prefer it, and I'm one of them purely because it feels better on my skin. As always, Michelle from Lab Muffin Beauty Science kind of explained why glycerin, in a lot of people's opinion, is a superior humectant. She explains that glycerin molecules can actually take place of the water within our skin, but doesn't evaporate as quickly as water in our skin evaporates, meaning that our skin is able to hold on to that hydration for longer, leaving it plumper and more hydrated for longer. I personally do not do DIY with my skincare, even if it's just mixing a bit of glycerin into a moisturizer, which you can do. I personally just prefer my products all formulated, depending what you're mixing as well. It doesn't mean you're going to get an equal spread. If you're mixing in jars and bottles, you can muck up the formulation, but you can just pour some glycerin in with your moisturizer and kind of do that. It spreads very, very easily. I personally prefer my glycerin serums or glycerin in moisturizers. Experiment Super Saturated, for example, is a great example of a glycerin-based serum. If you're bored of hyaluronic acid, because it is everywhere all the time. Speaking of DIY skincare, this is kind of I'm going to say recipe for DIY makeup removers.
You're in luck, because I'm making these again today. So this is the recipe that made me stop using Neutrogena face wipes. I already have reusable cotton rounds, but you can easily get an old cloth and just use a cup and start like placing it on the cloth, do a lot, and then use a Sharpie to, you know, outline it and then cut them out, and then you have them for free. So first you just need a cup of water. This is just a half. And for people saying I can just use face wash, like I totally get it. I just actually like using these because it directly replaces the habit of using disposable face wipes and just using a reusable option instead. Then just a teaspoon of olive oil. Oh gosh. That's literally always the hardest part. And then just 1/4 teaspoon of Castile soap, but I always just eyeball it. Maybe a little bit more. Put these in the jar, the lid on, and then just like shake them up. That's it. Now you have reusable makeup wipes. They're so easy. And follow for more sustainability things.
I love the idea of replacing a daily wasteful habit with something that is zero waste. If that's something you want to do, that's great, but not at the expense of the potential health of your skin. Look at any product, you pick it up. Here we go. What's the first ingredient? Water, aqua. Water is in everything, pretty much everything. Usually hopefully alongside a preservative. Rightfully so, because if that water's not alongside a preservative, it's a breeding ground for bacteria, especially as she's going to be dipping her fingers in and out of there, you know, opening the jar, closing the jar on and off. She's mixed other things in with that water. And it looks like she has a week or maybe a little bit more worth of reusable pads if she uses them once a day. So it's going to be in there for a long time, and it doesn't take long for bacteria to start to breed with that oil, the water, the Castile soap. Speaking of that soap, Castile soap is usually known for being quite drying. I did look at the ingredients of this one. Let me just have a look here. I think it's the Dr. Bronner 18-in-1 Hemp Peppermint Pure Castile Soap. As I said, they're usually known for being very, very drying. I was looking at the ingredients, however, it doesn't look like it has any massively drying ingredients in there. It's usually the surfactants in there, but most of them are oils. So it doesn't look all that bad, I'll be honest. But like, just use the soap then. You have it in the packaging, just use the soap. But I get why she's doing this. I get that she's trying to make a good habit, and I applaud that. Also, olive oil just isn't a nice oil for your face. Is it gonna do you much harm? Potentially, if you don't take it off your skin properly. It can lead to breakouts, but it's just a horrible, greasy, difficult to rinse away oil. You're much better using something like jojoba oil, which is almost like a little bit drier and is much more effective at taking off makeup, which I would then use those reusable wipes to kind of like wipe away with some warm water. I'll always say this, but your safest bet is to not make your own skincare. What I would say is she's already got that Castile soap packaging. She could just use micellar water and a reusable cotton pad and it will do the same thing. There's no need to kind of like create this hazard in a jar. Hazard is too far, but there's really no need for it. Okay, here's an interesting one.
Surprise, I had a procedure. Take all my money. I'm kidding, I bought these. And we're gonna see if the reviews are correct and if they fucking work. I know I said yesterday I love my chins, and I really do, but I just had to see if this is something that works. So did you guys know I had a butt chin? Now you do. Normalized butt chins. And if this works, I apologize to all the doctors for taking your business. Like this? Oh, it's cold. Okay. Oh my god, it's gonna break. Oh my god. Okay. Is there something in my tooth? I've been on for 30 minutes. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. We're going in for the reveal. Oh, fuck. I can't see it. Is it different? I can't see. I don't know. I can't tell. Can you guys tell me?
So first things first, the before, she didn't have double chins. There was no double chin. She has a very nicely structured jawline and chin line. There is no reason why one of these chin straps should work. And I think the theory behind it is it's almost like a corset to train your chin. But you know, you can't really defy gravity just by lifting up your double chin for a few minutes. And listen, I'm not gonna lie, I use these consistently for about a year, maybe 3 years ago, thinking they would do something. And they do have temporary results. They can temporarily constrict that area, but it just falls down again. it just goes back into place. I think people think that depending on what they're in, because these chin straps are like a sheet mask, they're usually soaked in a serum, and they usually have things like vitamin C, caffeine, collagen, all these buzzy ingredients that make you think, oh, it's gonna really, these active ingredients are gonna help kind of like do something under that chin, like lift everything. But that's not the case in any way. I do think they give a very temporary illusion, but also you kind of, it's kind of this thing where you take it off and you're maybe like this, and then you put it on. So your face has been like this for ages, right? You've been like constricted. So when you take it off, you're already in this better posture. And I always feel like it's literally just people having like a bit of better posture, being kind of relaxed. But listen, there is no reason why these work, unfortunately. It's not like waist training. I don't even know the science behind that. It's not like that, unfortunately. If it was, people wouldn't be having surgeries and lifts. You know, if this was something we could put on every day and it completely changed the fat under our chin, we would live in a very different cosmetic world. She looks great though. She had a very lovely flat chin. She doesn't need to use these. Okay, here is a trend that is it's just taking over.
Good morning. If you think I look crazy, it's because I am crazy. So I have been taping my face for a while now, and it really works and I love it, and I want to show you how to do it, why I do it and where, and the results. So I taped my face last night. The main reason I started doing this was because of my eyebrow, because I have very asymmetrical eyebrows. This eyebrow is like so much higher than this one. It's always been that way and it drives me insane, and some people don't notice it, but I notice it. So I started taping my brow like this upwards, and I do it very gently because you don't want to like create wrinkles here, but you want to just lift it up. And then I place one here horizontally because I feel like at night when I'm sleeping, I feel like I scrunch up my face because sometimes I'll wake up with like one little fine line and I'm like, where is this from? So I've been taping this here and I wake up without any wrinkles there. And I've been taping here because I get these like smile lines and they're very, very visible now because I smile a lot and I love them. It's fine, but I just don't want them to get too harsh. Like I'm still really young. So I just tape them when I'm sleeping, and I tape my nose. I place one this way and I pull up. So it's like pulling my nose up a little bit. And then I place the rest of the tape up here and I kind of like squish my nose so that it presses on it. And I've noticed that my nose is so much less puffy in the mornings because some mornings it'll be so puffy. And I did have a nose job when I was like 17. So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna take this off. And oh, this is the kind of tape that I use. It's like skin tape. And this is what they usually use for like bandages and stuff. So it is for your skin. And there's even some that are for sensitive skin. So it's really, really gentle. And you just hold your skin like this so you're not pulling. And usually my smile lines are so visible, but you can't even see them now. And if you have sensitive skin, then be careful doing this. I personally don't. See, this one goes across like this. Look how like lifted it is. And I wake up with my nose looking like really thin, which I love. Now I'm gonna remove this one. So the way that I remove this one is obviously you have to be like super careful. And you can even apply oil. If you have really sensitive skin or aging skin, you can apply oil to this to remove it. And look at my brow. It's like higher than this one now. Love it. It really works, guys.
She looks amazing. She's like she said herself, she's very young. She had a nose job. She looks great. She looks very, very good. So the idea behind this face taping is that it restricts your face moving at night. Our face does make a lot of movements at night. We're dreaming, we're squishing our faces against bedding and pillows, all that kind of stuff. The idea is that it's meant to train your face not to make these fine lines and wrinkles. It prevents it. Then you also wake up thinking, oh, I shouldn't be moving my face, you know? I'll be 100% honest. I'm not 100% on the actual evidence here. It's the similar kind of thing of like face yoga. A lot of experts say it does nothing. A lot of experts say it does something, and they kind of argue amongst themselves. But I would say over 90% of experts say there is nothing. I did check on Instagram. I'm very lucky that I have a lot of mutuals who are scientists, dermatologists, estheticians. And when I post and asked if there's any evidence, everyone's like, no. Like, are you kidding? No. I was like, okay, just checking. Here's the thing. If face taping was so incredible, had all these amazing anti-aging benefits, As these people say, it's been around for years, decades, again, we'd be living in a very different world cosmetically. Botox would be obsolete. One thing tape cannot do is change the structure of any part of your face. It's not going to slim down your nose. It's not going to add a tip onto your nose. She said herself she had a nose job. Her nose looks great. Anything it could potentially do would be very, very temporary. But the cartilage, the muscle, the bone in your face isn't going to change shape because you put some tape on it for 6 to 8 hours. Let's talk about her brow. A lot of this stuff I kind of think is a placebo effect, to be honest with you. There's also something you can get done, which is just a tiny bit of filler in your brow that lifts it. So if you are finding your eyebrows are kind of like on a different level, we all have different eyebrows, you can get your eyebrow raised a little bit. Actually, I think they do it with Botox. I'm not sure, but it's a thing. You can have it done. And I'm comparing it to injectables because taping people's faces is usually compared to injectables. A lot of these people are like, I don't need Botox, I don't need filler, I'm doing this naturally, like they've gone to the woods and picked out some tape from the tape plant, It's just not comparable. It's not comparable at all. Fine lines can disappear, but only for as much as you're doing this with, and it's a very temporary effect. Literally hours, and then you'll see your fine line back again during the day. It could be due to the lack of movement, yes, but also that occlusive layer you're putting over your skin, puffing out your skin, keeping it well hydrated. It's well hydrated skin. And here's the thing with this tape for skin as well. It can still be irritating, whether it's a sensitive version or what is tape that's used in a medical setting. And just because you can put it on your skin doesn't mean you should be putting it on your skin. This is usually used for medical reasons, What they don't have in mind is your skin barrier and the quality of your skin under that tape once it's removed. All it means is it's safe for your skin. Retinol, sunscreen, Botox, the only things, and filler that really do make a difference. Retinol and sunscreen in the long run, that's all you need to concentrate on. Hydration, obviously being very long-term and beneficial. Peeling stuff off your face every morning, irritating your skin, there's just no point. I get that people really truly do want to believe there's an alternative. And listen, this is my only opinion. When I see the people doing this, they are young. They don't have wrinkles. They may have a fine line or two. This is always seen as a preventative measure. And then the more mature people who are doing this, they look great for their age. I hate saying that term, but these are people who, in my opinion, are genetically gifted when it comes to the look of their skin. People who are like, I've been taping my face for years, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe it's due to tape. I'm sorry, I just don't. But everyone would love to believe this. Everybody loves a Botox alternative trend. Retinol and sunscreen. And if you do want immediate effects, if fine lines and wrinkles are really bothering you, get Botox. There's nothing wrong with it. Just get what you want to do, whatever makes you happy. Okay, let's finish on this, whatever this is. I don't know what that is. I don't know whatever the fuck that is, but what I know it is a really heavy filter. It's so obvious. I mean, people are saying in the comments that this could be like some sort of laser machine. This could also be a machine that's applying some kind of like clear cover, like a tape, to kind of like give the effect of fine lines and wrinkles, no fine lines and wrinkles. It could be applying that, Peter Thomas Roth cream, but it doesn't act that fast. There's actually a bit in this video where you can just see that glitch. I don't know what this is. I don't know the original source of this video, but whatever it is, it's fake. That's not a thing. This is the thing. These people always have these like huge claims that fine lines and wrinkles can disappear like this if you do this, or overnight if you're taping your face, blah, 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 blah. This would be like headline news. Can you imagine there's something that can remove fine lines and wrinkles that easy? Just like that, and no one knows about it? I don't think so. I don't think so. This is something that cosmetic chemists and scientists even, there's big money in this. If they can unlock, the fountain of youth in a cream, in a tape, in a plastic battery-powered toy, we'd all know about it. We'd all know about it and we'd all be paying for it. Unfortunately, it's just not so. It's just not so. Anyway, let me know what you think of these. And thank you so much for tagging me in these. If you were somebody who tagged me in these or sent me these, thank you so much. You can check out some more TikTok reactions here. Some general light entertainment here, and I'll see you over there.